1-1-1. Okay, welcome to City National Arena. This game is already underway. We'll get you up to speed as the Skating Rebels take on Arizona in the last two games of the season. Game's already a couple minutes old, about 3 minutes old. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dana Lane, and settle in for the next couple hours for Skating Rebel hockey. I've been saying running Rebel for years, but Skating Rebel hockey as we try to end the 2017-2018 season on a high note. And we'll get you the goaltenders and talk about them a little bit and talk about both teams when we have a break in the action. Well, we appreciate you joining us on the UNLV YouTube page tonight. Here's Arizona in on Feast, and Feast makes a blocker save as the Rebels changing back into their old uniforms in transition and dumps it in deep. The back of Chiro, Anthony Chiro in goal tonight for Arizona. We'll give you the numbers on him as soon as we have a break. Up through the middle is Dungy. Dungy still controls, wrister in a Feast, and he scores! Well, nobody stopped Dungy from coming through the middle. And the first, maybe second quality shot in on Feast goes in. And Arizona takes an early 1-0 lead with 16-17 to go over UNLV. Dungy, his 7th goal of the season and his 15th point. Gives Arizona the early lead. Face-off taken by Meyer. Meyer for Arizona. Wins the draw against Hetzel. And back into the Arizona end. Coming around close is Brett. And Brett pokes it back in back of Chiro. Arizona now clears out of the zone. The Rebels dump it in, unable to get all of that as Olnick for the Wildcats controls, and now they dump it in down deep. So 15:44 to go, first period, 1-0 Arizona. Shots on goal. Arizona has a 3-2 lead so far. UNLV coming into this game. A lot has gone on this week, so we'll give you an update as the faceoff will be down in the Arizona end. Taken there by Pearson for UNLV. And Pearson wins the draw from Mayer back to the point, and chipped up is Toronto. Toronto in the soft on defense at the blue line, now controlled by Arizona, still unable to clear. High slot area shot and a save by Chiro. Good chance there by Cody Williams. And I guess we could just say Williams now because there's only one Williams on the team. A good shot there by Cody in the high slot, trying to tie this game back up. So face-off back in the Arizona end. Pearson will take the draw against Mayer. Again, UNLV wins the draw, something they didn't do last week. Wins the draw, keeps it in low to Williams. Williams gets bumped off the puck. Back out to the point. Here's Ruiz. Ruiz playing in his familiar number 3 this week. Cross-ice pass down low to Mayer. Mayer can't connect, or doesn't connect with Mayer. Unable to get a shot off. Just 5 minutes gone by first period. 1-0 Arizona. As a Rebel is spilled, no call. As Arizona controls. Here's Kearns. It's Kearns and Neufeld, the defense partners. As the puck goes in deep. Into the near corner, now back out to the neutral zone, up through the neutral, up through center ice rather, is Brask. Brask in control. Brask still controlling the puck, looking for somebody in the high slot, can't get it. Back out to the point, shot just wide of Chiro, still controlled there by Lawson. Lawson comes back out to the point, leaves it off for Gordon. Gordon still in control despite getting hit, tries to make a move to the front. And loses the puck on its way. Here's Arizona to break out. Zelmar. Zelmar through neutral zone. Flips it up to Olsen. Olsen can't control. And UNLV punches it back in. A chance in front. And Mayer wasn't able to get clearance, so he wasn't able to go one-on-one. But here's Mayer again. Leaves it off front. Shot just wide by Lawson. And Mayer tried to get it in front, and Lawson was right there. And he lets go of a laser beam just wide of Chiro. UNLV still controlling. Back to the point. Losing his stick is Osman from Arizona. So 2 players from Arizona now without a stick. And we're going to have a penalty. And it looks like UNLV is going to get their first power play of the night as Brask is down in the corner. And we'll just assume that the player down is the one that caused the penalty. The 2 Arizona Wildcats were without their stick as UNLV was desperately trying to tie this game up, but to get another chance on this power play. Kozubski, Williams, Asaf, Toronto, and Brett for UNLV on this power play. Kozubski will take the face-off. Asaf, Toronto back at the point. Arizona ranked 16th in the nation. Both of these teams will be going to the national tournament, which will start next month. Matter of fact, March 8th, UNLV will play their first game, and March 8th will be the first game for Arizona. But before then, we have 2 games to take care of first, and UNLV on the power play down 1-0. Kozubski on the face-off. Kozubski loses the face-off, but UNLV still controls. Kozubski gets the pass back, cross-ice pass to Toronto. Here's Williams, back to Asaf, over to Toronto, back to Asaf. Slapper doesn't get through to Chiro, back out to Asaf. Toronto walks in, shot, score! Well, Chase Toronto gets the feed from Boz Asaf, and he walked in, and nobody from Arizona came out to meet him, and Toronto said, I'm going to take that high corner and tie this game at 1. 12:59 to go first period. Game is tied at 1 on a power play goal by Chase Toronto. And for Toronto, that's his 4th goal of the year, 13th point on the season. And we'll see the additional assists. Definitely one assist goes to Asaf. And we'll see if there's a secondary assist on the play. Chase Toronto officially getting announced now, 4th goal of the season. And it looks like Kozubski is going to get the second assist on that. I didn't hear the first assist on that. And we don't have the luxury of a replay monitor here, but thought Asaf got that over to Toronto, but didn't hear his name clearly as the puck goes in on Chiro. So we'll get the exact scoring on that and get that at the end of the first period. But nonetheless, UNLV ties this game up at 1. 12:23 to go first period. Face-off will be down in the Arizona end. And that's a big goal for UNLV as they win the face-off once again. Here's Sachs. Sachs with his head up. Shot just wide. Chiro had to make a relatively easy pad save and push the puck over to his right. And Arizona finally clears the zone. 12 minutes, just over 12 minutes to go first period. Arizona goes back to play. Here's Neufeld. Big hit there by Brett. Brett introduced himself to Neufeld on that play. As Arizona still controls and dumps the puck in. UNLV goes back to get it. There's Polonsky as Arizona makes a line change. And the puck rattles around behind Fees. This series sure to get physical. Both teams, Arizona certainly is physical, and now there's a big pile-up on the far boards, on the half boards. And pile-ups are never good because we never get up without taking an extra shot, but no penalties there. Here's UNLV. Possible 2-on-1. Arizona gets back pretty well, but Kozubski's still in control of the puck and dumps it wide. Chased there by Sachs. Sachs gives a little bit of a shove to Armstrong. As Arizona's now able to clear the zone, but fought there by Pearson. Pearson controls the puck. Cross-ice pass as UNLV comes into the Arizona end. There's Gordon. Gordon still fighting for the puck. Great job there. Getting it into the Arizona zone and then winning a battle in back of Chiro. Here's Cody Williams and offsides. Well, Cody was coming in with a head of steam, and unfortunately the play was blown offsides. It was real close, and nobody's complaining, so I'm assuming that that's correct. We're not right at the blue line, but it looked real close as the face-off will come just outside the Arizona end on the right-hand dot. Face-off won there by the Wildcats. And Smythe goes down, and it's going to be a penalty for sure. It's going to be a high sticking call, and we'll see. Smythe is still down, and we'll see exactly what happened there, but it looks like Arizona's going on a power play, and Smythe is finally up now. But Smythe was going into the Rebel end, and then all of a sudden just took his head and shoved it back. I know there's been other examples of what that actually looks like, but I won't say them here. But going to be a 5-minute penalty on Schlitt. It's definitely going to be a high sticking. As Kearns goes back to the bench after getting high sticked, and he's getting congratulations for his teammates as they face off down in the Rebel end. One there by Arizona. Official call 2 minutes for high sticking on Schlitt. Kept in nicely by Zellner for Arizona. In the far corner, cross-ice pass. Shot in a save by Feast as Olsen had a lane. Good pad save there by Feast as he pushes it off to the left-hand corner. Still controlled by the Cats in front. Slapper doesn't make it and finally cleared. Well, for a second there, Griffith, who's on the left point, had a clear lane. The puck wasn't able to find its way to Feast. Deflection in front, and the Rebel cleared. 1:14 to go in the power play. 9:46, just under the 10-minute mark left in the first period. Game tied at 1. Slapper in front, and Feast makes the original save before the Rebels clear it down the ice. 1 minute to go in the penalty. And Arizona's had some opportunities here, but block shots in front, sticks exactly where they need to be to shut down those lanes, and UNLV has been able to clear the puck easily. Now there's a loose puck in front, and once again, a fantastic clear by the Rebels. As both teams changing up now. 9:04 to go first period. 28 seconds left in the power play. As Kozubski goes back to apply a little pressure with Williams. Brought into the UNLV end is Mayer. Mayer tries to make a strong move to the front. Can't. Decides to get it back to the point. Back over to Mayer, who gets it in deep. UNLV desperately trying to clear as well. Now we're going to have another whistle, and we'll see what this is about. This might be, well, we'll see where the face-off is, and that will tell you. The puck was probably out of play, so that's why. Face-off, it's in a corner that I can't see great, so if it comes out of the zone, then that means it was offsides. If it's inside the zone, that means the puck went out of play. So without the help of actually seeing it, I'm assuming it went out of play. Face-off won by Arizona, but unable to keep it into the zone. Chased there by Neufeld. Received some pressure by Mayer. As UNLV now controls, and the penalty is over. So the Rebels have killed that off. Slapper in on Feast. And Feast goes down to make the save. I don't know if it's by design, but just about every Arizona shot has been low, forcing Feast to make the pad save. As the Rebel comes back, here's a 2-on-1. Cross-ice pass almost gets the brass, but good stick work there by Arizona. They're back in transition. Here's Fury. Fury loses the puck loses the puck in back of the Rebel net. Still fighting there, and Rebels finally come out of it. 7:40 to go first period. Rebels try to clear it out, and a big hit along the boards. Good hit there by Mayer. Mayer's been definitely more physical for UNLV this year. As a retaliation by Kearns on there. Not nearly as big of a hit as the previous. That's the one that Tristan Ayer laid out. Centering pass, nobody there. They were about 3 inches away from Lawson being there. And another hit in front of the Arizona bench. As Gordon's down on the ice, and then he gets up. And this is only the first period, folks, so perhaps both of these teams want to send a message as both of these teams are headed to Columbus, Ohio next month for the national tournament. And we'll tell you exactly what the schedule is for both of these teams. As the puck dribbles out to center ice and thrown back in, the Arizona end. Chaser on the far boards is Robin. Province trying to cut down the ice in anticipation of a pass down the middle. And Arizona finally able to clear. Here's Westland, and Westland clears it down into the UNLV end, but right back to the offense is the Rebels. Punch back in by Daniels as UNLV goes for a change. I wonder when these two teams, and we'll tell you how these two teams got to play in each other this weekend. It wasn't originally scheduled, but I had wondered. Here's a shot in front and a save by Feast. A fantastic cross-crease pass, and right on the doorstep, Feast robbed a Wildcat. I didn't see the number on that, but he was all alone in front. I'm all for names on the back of the jerseys next year. Face-off down in the UNLV end, taken there by Trapp for Arizona, and won by the Wildcats. As they press it in, UNLV finally able to gain possession, but Arizona gets it right back and fires it in wide on Feast. And back out to the zone. Here's Cody Williams trying to make a move. Lays it off for Fink. And the puck was a little bit behind him, but UNLV still in control. Chased there by Williams. Now back out to the zone as Fink goes back to collect the puck. 5:25 to go, first period. Game tied at 1. Chased there by Pearson. Pearson took a look around him to see if there was a trailer. There wasn't one, so he just took it and bounced it back out to the point where Williams was. Arizona unable to clear. Back out to the out to the left point. Puck went just wide on a shot by Pearson. Ruiz now in control. Back at Chiro, centering pass, and Chiro makes a save. Puck is still loose, and they blow the whistle anyway, as the puck clearly trickled out in front of the crease area. Was not controlled by Chiro, but the referee lost track of it, so at that point you blow the whistle. But the faceoff will be back down in the Arizona end with 4:52 to go, first period. Kozubski would take the faceoff. He'll lose the draw to his number 8 counterpart, Armstrong. Back out to the point and stolen away from Ruiz. Plonsky could have laid out a wildcat there. Instead, he decided to poke the puck into the UNLV offensive end, which was the better of the two plays. I remember former Rebel and now playing in Switzerland, Dion Anderson made a play like that at one point. And I made a point to go up to Mr. Anderson and commend him for his decision. There's a time for hitting, and there's a time for thinking about getting the puck into the offensive zone. And Dungy tries to get into the Rebel zone, but that was ruled offside. So 4:10 to go, first period. Game tied at 1. Shots on goal in favor of the Rebels, 7-6. Now, both of these teams are going to the national tournament next month, but the only way that either of these teams, well, I know they're reseeding them before the championship, but according to the way the brackets are, the only way that these two teams can face each other is in the finals, and perhaps that would change with the reseeding. But obviously, we wouldn't know that until we know the exact players involved. As UNLV tries to clear it in. Shot just wide by Stahlhuth. Stallhuth picked up a loose puck on an errant pass and shot one just wide of Feast. UNLV having difficulty getting it out of their zone, and Arizona scores. Arizona makes them pay. And UNLV was in their own zone, a bit loose with their passes. And the focus wasn't getting it out of the zone, it was just getting it, trying to find a Rebel that was available, and Neufeld was there to punch it home for the Rebels, or for the Wildcats rather, and UNLV is now trailing 2-1 with 3:24 to go in the first period. First time tonight you could say that UNLV was a bit sloppy on their end. A few passes there with no intended target. And finally Arizona was able to jump on that. Neufeld shot in, and a save, made the first save. And then Brass followed that up, puck loose in front, and no Rebel there to punch it in. Two great opportunities for the Rebels to tie it up, and here comes Arizona back the other way. Puck into the corner now as UNLV takes control. But we were checking out who was scoring that last goal, and it was UNLV back on the transition. Now in the high slot area is Lawson. Lawson tries to find a teammate. Now the puck finds its way back to Lawson as Lawson chips it back in. Big hit right in front of me, which I really like. Brask wins the draw in front. Now Brask and a backhander, and another save by Chiro. Still controlled by Mayer. And the puck finds its way out to Brask. And finally Arizona is able to clear with 2:21 to go first period. 2-1 Wildcats. And UNLV, every time they get a goal scored against them, they really seem to come back with renewed energy in an attempt to try to get that game-tying goal. But Wildcats back with, here's Smythe. Smythe scored one of the Arizona goals, coming back with speed, but lost the puck. Good behind-the-back pass by Williams. Williams tried to get it over to Pearson, but Pearson lost the puck. Rebels still controlling the Arizona zone. Now turn the puck over to Olnick, and Olnick takes it back out and dumps it deep into the Rebel end. 1:42 to go first period. Puck rattles around the far boards, still kept in the UNLV end. And the Rebels now are finally able to clear. Chased there by Fink. Fink trying to force a turnover, which he ultimately did, and they score! Well, there was a C&I goal in front. And we'll see, that might have been Trevor Ruiz with the goal. And that puck trickled in on Chiro, and I don't think Chiro saw it at all. And it bounced right over his pads. And UNLV has tied this game at 2 on the goal by Trevor Ruiz. And we'll see with the assist on this. And UNLV back into the Arizona end. Shot in on Chiro, and he makes the save. That's Ruiz's third of the year. Kozubski with the assist. And Fink gets his second assist on the goal. So it's Fink, Kozubski to Ruiz, and Ruiz gets his third of the year. So just under a minute to go in the game, and this game is tied at 2. Shots on goal in favor of UNLV, 10-7. Another fantastic crowd at Cindy National Arena, and even more impressive, the fact that UNLV is going head-to-head with the Golden Knight game. We'll get you an update on that. Looks like Arizona's going on the power play, and Sachs will be off for 2 minutes. 2 minutes for hooking on Sachs. The puck goes just wide of Feast. Feast might have gotten a stick on it as he pushed it away. 44 seconds to go as Arizona goes back to regroup. through the neutral zone as just checking to see what the Golden Knights score is at 14:47 to go in the first period. Vancouver has a 1-0 lead over the Knights. 18 seconds to go here in the first period. 13 seconds, 12, 10 seconds. Arizona has it in deep. There's no lane. 5 seconds ago, just playing. And finally gets it in deep in front, but nobody there. And the low slot area. And that's it for the first period. So the shots on goal at the end of the first period, UNLV has a 10-7 lead on the scoreboard. We're tied at 2 from City National Arena between the UNLV Skating Rebels and the Arizona Wildcats. And we'll be back for second period action. Thanks for joining us from City National Arena. Welcome back to City National Arena for the second period action between the UNLV Skating Rebels and the Arizona Wildcats as the second period is underway. Game tied at 2. And don't forget, UNLV still has to kill off another 53 seconds of a Wildcat power play. But so far this game has been entertaining with a ton of chances and a ton of hitting. And I think that's only going to escalate as the weekend goes on, as Arizona having a hard time, despite being on the power play, getting it into the UNLV end and backhanded out by Plonsky. 30 seconds to go in the power play as we're just underway here in the second period. Flying through the neutral zone for Arizona is Decker. Decker couldn't get a step on Plonsky, who did a good job of forcing him to the corner. Back the other way, short-handed bid. The backhander and a save. And Chiro jumps on the puck. And UNLV gets their 11th shot on goal and a nice backhander in a attempt to get a short-handed goal. And that brings that power play, the power play time down to just 5 seconds. So Sachs will be back on the ice. Jake Sachs will be back on the ice in 5 seconds. Face-off won by UNLV as it trickled in on Chiro. And Chiro just bumped it along. Penalty is now over as UNLV and Arizona skating 5-a-side. Shot in on Feast. Feast makes the easy save as he sticks it away, but the puck finds its way out to just left of the Feast, now to the point, and the wrister in. Couldn't get through the trees as UNLV's backhand transition. Bumped off the puck, and a scrum in the corner as the puck gets out through the neutral zone and back down in the UNLV end. Icing's waved off. Hetzel goes back to get it as he leaves it off for Gordon. Gordon receiving some pressure from Stallhoof. As Arizona's going back to their own zone. And now finally out. Can't clear yet, and now finally does. And big hit along the far half wall as the puck goes down in deep. Collision there. Toronto tried to lay it out a hit. Toronto now with the puck. And gets it out to the ice. Over to Fink. Fink didn't know the puck was coming, so the puck strolled by Fink. As we now have an icing call. So 7:29 to go, second period from City National Arena. Skating Rebel hockey. Tied up at 2 against the 16th ranked Arizona Wildcats from Tucson, Arizona, who were gracious enough to come up and make the trip. Of course, this weekend, as the faceoff won by Arizona, of course, this weekend was supposed to be Oklahoma, and Oklahoma opted not to come this week for whatever reason. And so Z-Con and Arturo Castro gets on the phone, and I'm sure head coach Anthony Vigneri-Greener and Nick Raboni had something to do with it too, and Arizona decided to come up and fill the spot. So we're gracious for that. We're thankful for that. And UNLV still has it in the Arizona zone. Everything on the perimeter, nothing in front. A few Wildcats down on the ice after a couple hits. Wrister in on Feast. A good chance there by Westland. Westland 24 points this season, 12 goals, 12 assists. Was looking for his 13th goal. And unlike in the first period, a lot of pucks were down low on Feast. And if you want to, if you're trying to beat Feast, you probably want to try to get them as high as possible. And Feast has been able to handle all but 2 shots so far today. Ruiz with the puck. Ruiz tries to dump it back in, and Ruiz is going to be called for a penalty. So it's going to be a tripping call on Ruiz. As Arizona goes back to the power play, game tied at 2. 16-13 to go, second period. And as we remember last week, taking advantage against Midland University, taking advantage of power plays, whether it's UNLV or Arizona, is huge usually in the final outcome. And last week, of course, UNLV wasn't able to take advantage of it, and that was pretty much the reason that pretty much sealed their fate as they lost the second game to Midland University. And Ruiz officially called 2 minutes for tripping. So Arizona has a minute 42 left of power play time as they dumped it into Feast. Feast goes out to play it, lays it off there for Plonsky. Decides not to as they wrapped it around the far board, now cleared out nicely by Plonsky. 15:37 to go, second period. Arizona regrouping. We'll have a minute 19 left of power play time. Up through the middle of the ice is Allen. Allen dumps it in on Feast. Feast goes out to play it. Thinks about laying it off. Thinks better of it. Unfortunately, he gives it right back to a Wildcat. As Rowe now has the puck. Defended by Mayer. Bounces off of, check that, Hetzel. Bounces off of Hetzel as he blocked the Mayer shot. Now back out to the point. Pass on over to Rowe. Rowe could not handle it. And the puck trickled over to Westland, but now Rowe has it. Back out to the point. Wrister just wide of Feast. And Rowe had a idea he was going to go low on Feast to the left-hand side. Feast was definitely ready for that, but didn't get in on goal anyway. In deep was Olsen. As Arizona tried to get it into the low slot area, nobody home, so UNLV easily cleared. 10 seconds to go in a power play. UNLV about ready to kill off another Arizona Wildcat power play. Just under 5 minutes, closer to 14 minutes left in the second period. Here's Arizona cross-ice pass. And Decker couldn't find his intended target. No shot on goal on Feast, but Arizona still buzzing around. And wrapped back out to the point. And Decker keeps it in. Now back in deep. Larson chases it for Arizona. Arizona's still inside the UNLV end. Backhander to high slot, saved by Feast, and I don't know if it was blocked in front. I think it was blocked in front by Gordon. I don't think it ever got to Feast, as Arizona's still in control. Now finally gets it up. Now the Rebels got numbers. Here's 3-on-1. Here's Williams in front. Cross-ice pass, doesn't ever get to Chiro, and back the other way comes Arizona, which is a price you pay for a shot not on goal. Here comes Larson. Larson tries to make a power move into Feast. Puck trickles just wide of Feast, so didn't have to make a save. As Fink now clears it out of the UNLV end, or the Arizona end. Coming in strong in, just wide, and one save, and two saves by Chiro. Chiro's on his back, and he made two huge saves as UNLV was on the doorstep of taking a 3-2 lead. And the second save by Chiro was from his backside. And a great job filling up the goal mouth to make sure UNLV and Arizona would still stay tied at 2. Here comes the Cats at just wide. And Feast makes a save. Doesn't control the puck as it trickles back to the corner in which it came from. And now we have a whistle for icing. So back and forth in the second period. 12:35 to go, second period. Shots on goal in favor of UNLV, 12-10. The faceoff will be back down into the UNLV end. Draw one by the Rebels. Here's the Soft. The Soft gets it up to Williams, but Arizona is still able to keep it in the UNLV end as the Soft goes back to regroup. Backhands it. On over to Plonsky. Check that, Toronto. It's a Soft and Toronto. Top pairing on this team. Here's Toronto. Is UNLV still having trouble getting the puck out of the zone. Finally does, but Arizona wraps it right back in again. Toronto finally gives it up to Asaf. It's still pinned back in their own end as Arizona's feeling it and forcing UNLV to beat them with passes. There's a hooking call and a shot high, saved by Chiro. A harmless shot and an easy save by Chiro as the puck finds its way back into the Rebel end. Here's Toronto. Toronto into the Arizona end. Big strong move in front, wrap around and a save. Puck still loose, and Toronto wasn't ever challenged in front, so he just went around Chiro and tried to get it into the open end on the left-hand side, but Chiro was there to make an easy save. And Chiro knew what he was doing from the minute he made his first move as it goes back down into UNLV end. Here's Hetzel. Hetzel with a burst of speed. And I told Hetzel last week as puck goes back out to the point. Wrister wide of Chiro. I told Hetzel last week. And now another save by Chiro. Maybe I'm never meant to get this story out. Behind Chiro, the puck is loose in front. And now Arizona is finally able to clear. Puck was loose for 1 minute, and here comes a Wildcat. Big, strong move in front. And no call as Arizona was trying to find a call there. As Stahlhuth was trying to make a big move in front. Shot wide by Chiro at point-blank range, and I think he might have gotten a stick on it. And UNLV buzzing around the Arizona end. In the first half of this period, it was the Wildcats that kept it in the Rebel zone. The first half of the first 5 minutes, and then the last 5 minutes, it definitely favored the Rebels. UNLV still in the Arizona end, just 10 minutes to go in the second period. Game halfway done. Shot in on Chiro, makes a save. Puck bounces over to the right corner as Arizona finally gets it out. 9:44 to go, second period. Game tied at 2. Zelmar looking for a Wildcat in front as they battle on back of Fees. Rebels can't clear it out of the zone. Now the puck is loose in a high slot. And puck in back of Fees, and now finally battled away. Good job there by Gordon to have the awareness that there was a loose puck, and Wildcats all over the place. As Arizona still fighting for the puck. And Smythe finally did find the puck and then wrapped it in front. And there was 2 Wildcats there to potentially tip it in, but neither can control the puck. As UNLV back, here's Schlitt. Schlitt just did his best Eric Carlson impression and flipped it up out of the zone, but nobody on the other end. And the puck finally leaves the UNLV end. Here's a wrister and a save. Puck bounces out to the high slot. Here's Arizona coming back in transition. Through the high slot area, here's Decker. Decker still battling for the puck. Good stick work there by Toronto as he alleviates the pressure in front, and UNLV finally controls and back of Fees. Daniels lays it off, and Asaf settles the puck down. Larson applying some pressure. Actually, he's just standing there waiting for Asaf to make a move. And UNLV taking a second to get what they want offensively, and now through the neutral zone they go. Dumped it in low on Chiro, and Chiro makes a save. So 7:45 to go, second period. Game tied at 2. No scoring in the second period, but just as much action as there was in the first. UNLV now has 16 shots on goal. The Wildcats have 10. Pearson will take the face-off for UNLV way down in the Arizona end. Big face-offs to win, and they did. And it's shot just wide of Chiro. I don't think he was ever threatened as the puck is loose in back of the goal into the into the near corner now. Still big hits in the corner, trying to find possession of the puck. And Arizona finally breaks out. They have a 2-on-1 if they can find it. Shot and a score! Well, a cross-ice pass there. Beautiful pass by Dungy on a 2-on-1. And Dungy threaded it over. And in fact, I think Dungy's going to get credit for the goal, and we'll see about the assist. But beautiful cross-crease pass on a 2-on-1. And the puck got off his stick just in time, because another second and certainly he wouldn't have had that lane. But nonetheless, Arizona takes a 3-2 lead with 7:16 to go in the second period. Now we'll see how the Rebels respond, because usually when they give up one, they come back quick and try to get that back. All right, so Dungy does get the goal. And it sounds like Fury with the assist. So Fury with the beautiful pass over to Dungy, and Dungy buries it home. As they caught the Rebels in a 2-on-1. And Arizona, probably in the last 2 minutes or so, has really dared the Rebels to beat them with a pass. And they're forcing UNLV to make 4 or 5 passes just to get it into the zone. So basically for UNLV, what they were probably going to do, if they don't feel as if that they can match the speed, is just get it in deep as much as they can once they get past slapper, high, and out of play. And once they get it past center ice, they probably just want to dump it in. Plenty of speed on this Rebel team, not saying that they can't match speed, but there's just a little extra pep in the step for the Wildcats at this point. So obviously the focus would be trying to get it in deep as quickly as possible, win some battles in the corners, and then fight for positioning in front. Rebels win the faceoff. Back to Asaf. It's Asaf and Mayer. And Mayer battles for the puck, loses possession, big hit. And we'll see what the whistle is. Looks like it's going to be offside call on that. So 6:01 to go, second period, 3-2. As we talked about the National Championship Tournament, March 8th through the 13th, rather, in Columbus, Ohio. It's the 7th year of the 20-team format. UNLV will go in as the 13th seed. They'll play the 20th seed Drexel. And that game will be on Thursday, March 8th. It'll start at 11:15 Pacific time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And the winner will play number 4 Ohio, which UNLV has played earlier on. Loose puck in front of Feast. No Wildcat there, thankfully for the Rebels, as they get back down in the Arizona zone. Shot in on Chiro. Chiro has to make 2 saves. And the puck goes deep. And back at Chiro. Here's the corner battles we've talked about. There's Chiro reaching up with his glove, and he makes a save. So 5:20 to go, second period. 3-2 Arizona. The winner of that first game will play number 4 Ohio on the 9th, and that game will start at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Arizona, their first game will be at number 17th, or the 17th seeded Missouri State. They'll play Missouri State as UNLV wins the draw. The slapper doesn't get in on Chiro. Just over 5 minutes ago. Down low, puck in deep, and Chiro reaches up and grabs it out of the air. And a little bit of frustration on Asaf's face, because Asaf saw a wide open corner, and Chiro used his glove hand to snatch it out of the air. Not sure Asaf got all of that, but Asaf could have had a golden chance to get a second goal in as many games. 5 minutes to go, second period, 3-2 Arizona. Heavy forecheck there by Decker. Again, forcing UNLV to beat him with the pass. Puck out to the neutral zone. Larson wins the battle for Arizona as they punch it back into the Arizona end. Big hit along the corner. Puck's still into the end and then bounces back out. Taken there by Plonsky. The puck finds its way back to Plonsky. 4:20 to go, second period. 3-2 Arizona. It's Plonsky and Hetzel. And Province goes back to join him, along with Daniels. And UNLV is having problems just getting it out of their own zone, and the only time that they were able to do that is when Larson finally committed. But making a choice is difficult for them so far. Shot in on Feast, and he makes the save. Good shot by Larson, who's having a good shift out there. Larson applying some pressure, making it difficult for UNLV just to get out of their own end. And basically, this is the equivalent of a full court press. And now UNLV gets it out to Williams. Williams, clearly enough speed to break any press, gets it in finally into the ASU or Arizona zone. I knew I was going to do that tonight. Cross ice pass. Doesn't find its mark. It could have been a golden opportunity for the Rebels there. Just over 3 minutes ago. Back out to the point. Schlitt thought about it for a second. Decided not to fire it in. And maybe should have. This is a game of timing. Shot just wide and a collision in front, and then a cross check, and UNLV is going to the power play. And let's make sure, if I'm the Rebels, they want to keep that power play as Pearson gets up, and Pearson bowled into Chiro for sure. And then Zelmar came over for Arizona and said, I don't appreciate you hitting our goaltender. And he's going to go in for a 2-minute cross check. And I understand that for sure, because you want to always make sure that your goaltender is protected. But I'm not sure there was any intention there of trying to injure or keep Chiro from making the play. I'm just seeing exactly who it is. It's gonna be on Zelmer. Okay, so 2 minutes for Zelmer for cross-checking. There's Asaf and Toronto at the point. There's Williams back to Asaf. Changes places with Williams over to Toronto. Toronto in deep. And nobody there on the doorstep to poke it in. So 2:36 to go, second period. 3-2 Arizona. UNLV has 1:41 left of power play time. Shot advantage 18-13. Asaf back out to the left point. Over to Toronto. Big slapper by Asaf. Blocked in front and back out to the zone. Or back out to the neutral zone, rather. And Asaf goes back to regroup. And UNLV now on the attack. Zelmer there for Arizona. Here's Asaf up through the neutral zone. Gets it off to Williams. Williams tried to lay a hit there. Over to Toronto. Gets it to Asaf. Looking for a lane. Shot wide and a save by Chiro. 1:53 to go, second period. 55 seconds left in the power play as Arizona clears it. Chiro, big save there. Chiro comes into the game with an 8-2 record. Goals against 2.67, save percentage at 91, just over 91%. You could say record-wise, he is their backup goaltender. We'll see if Austin Wilson plays tomorrow night. 30 seconds to go on the power play. And UNLV, puck out to the point, doesn't find its mark, so Schlitt has to go back and play it. Fires it up to the neutral zone. Lost there. Good stick work by Arizona. Equally good stick work there by Gordon. And they push it into the Arizona end. 7 seconds to go on the power play. 1 minute to go, second period. Back out to the point. Cross ice pass. Now down low, tries to get it back out to the point. Here's Schlitt. Schlitt fires it in. Bouncing puck, nobody there for the Rebels. And it bounces around the half wall, and Arizona looks to clear. Penalty is now over. Both teams at 5-on-5. Arizona into the UNLV end. Drops it off for Schlitt. Schlitt loses track of the puck as Gordon goes to battle it now off to Sachs, and Sachs just wants to get it out of the zone. Does so, and Fink goes over to play it. And it gets it back to Schlitt. So 19.7 seconds ago, second period, 3-2 Arizona. Shots on goal, 19-13 in favor of the Skating Rebels. And the faceoff will be back down left of Alex Feast. Feast comes into the season, comes into this game 8-3. Goals against at 2.52. Save percentage same as Anthony Chiro, his counterpart, 91%. As Arizona wins the draw, back out to the left point. Thrown in deep. 10 seconds ago, second period. Arizona has a chance for one last play if they can dig it out and back of Feast. Good stick work there by the Rebels. 1 second to go. 2 seconds. It doesn't go 1-2, folks, but anyway, it goes 1-0, and that's the end of the second period. As Arizona gets the only goal in that second period to take a 3-2 lead over the Rebels from City National Arena. We appreciate you joining us tonight. We'll be back in a few minutes for the third period from City National. And if you're driving around and got nothing to do, please come on in and join this fantastic crowd tonight. At the end of the second period, UNLV is trailing Arizona 3-2. UNLV, it's imperative that they change the tide here in the third period as the faceoff's won by the Rebels. Thrown into the near corner, the far near corner, and back out to the neutral zone. Kozubski was spilled, no call. Just a clean hit in the neutral zone. Along the line, along the right-hand dot. UNLV now into the Arizona zone. There was Brett. Brett had the puck roll off his stick. Sachs controls. Sachs just turns and dumps it back in. But his dump-in attempt didn't find the corner. As the Wildcat was there to block it back out to the neutral zone, and UNLV has to go back and regroup. Puck bouncing around, trying to find a home. Finally finds one on the stick of a Wildcat. Dumped in there by Dungy. 17:43 to go, third period, 3-2 Arizona from City National Arena. A block in front before the puck was able to find its way to Fees. 2.5 minutes in, neither team with a quality scoring chance. Wrapped back in by Schlitt. Schlitt tried to keep it into the zone. Not successful, so he just turned around and fired it back in. Pressure there by Brask. It was easily broken by Arizona. As the puck goes down into the Arizona end, chased there by Mayer. Now finally joined by Brask, as Mayer still fighting for the puck along the far half board. And back out to the point, shot back in. Lawson just turned around and fired it, but he fired it to a Wildcat. That's Decker. He takes it all the way down into the UNLV end, loses the puck, and the Rebels might have something cooking here. Shot just high by Mayer. Back out to the point. The Soft wasn't able to get a shot off. But Mayer, from last year to this year, I can honestly say that Tristan Mayer, in my eyes at least, has improved immensely over what he was last season. He's bigger and he's stronger, and he seems to have more speed. And he's definitely has shown it off in this game and previous games as well. As the faceoff comes outside the UNLV end to the right dot, won there by the Rebels. Pass was attempted to be up to Robin. Now trickles in front of Feast, and Feast takes it out of the air. As the referee blows the whistle. The linesmen and the referees are now busy both talking to Wildcat players. So 16:05 to go in the third period. 3-2 Arizona. Despite the fact that UNLV leads in shots, 19-14. Both teams have had quality opportunities. Shot just wide of Feast. And Feast was in position, but the puck never got to him. As now it finds its way down into the Arizona zone. We're going to have an icing call. 15:50 to go, third period. UNLV's signature win this year, if you wanted to say, well, what win can you point to and say, well, that's the win that defines the Rebels. You would have to say the first game against Minot State here at City National. He shot in just wide of Fees. I'm not sure if he got a pad on it, but that's what happens when you win faceoffs. As Arizona was able to get a quick wrister in on Fees, and I think he just got a pad on it, but the Minot State win was certainly the signature win for the Rebels. As the puck still in deep, back out the point. Wrister by Armstrong. Now the puck is wide, just in back of Feast. And I think he lost track of it for a second. Nobody there to bat it out of the air and into the net. Another save by Feast as a slapper from Armstrong. And UNLV having a difficult time getting it out of their own end. Now in the high slot area, UNLV finally controls. And they just dump it in as they make a change. Just under 5 minutes to go, slapper wide of Feast. Puck in deep, and UNLV bounces it out through neutral zone, gets it in deep. And the puck wraps around all the way back out to the point and out of the zone. But both teams make a change again. There's a wrister just wide by Pearson. Pearson in front, he wants the puck, but Fink can't find him as he was being harassed. And Pearson was all alone in front. If Fink could find him, now U of A back the other way. Backhander deflected wide. Fought for in the corner, 14-15 to go in the game, 3-2 U of A. And Williams breaks it out and gives the puck off to U of A, who is in control. Good stick work there by Toronto. Fires into Kozubski and he scores! A pass fired over to Joe Kozubski, and he buries it over the left-hand shoulder of Chiro, and this game is tied at 3. A beautiful wrist shot by Kozubski. It was kind of a wrister and a slapper at the same time, but nonetheless counts the same, and this game is tied at 3 with just under 14 to go. And we'll see if that breathes some life into UNLV. A momentary lapse there by Arizona. Puck is loose in front. Feast is down. Had to make a save. Now gets it out in transition. Strong move in front, and Chiro makes another save. As Sachs was feeling it, using his speed to get a quality shot off. Williams on the assist on the Kozubski goal. A beautiful feed from Cody Williams. And Williams, that's his 12th assist and 23 points. Right in front, point blank, and a save again. And now a wrestling match has taken part. And now 2 Rebels have been taken down. And a few jabs and a punch has been thrown. And that's Gordon throwing a few punches. And now we got another tussle on the right-hand side. And Gordon is down, and he was not happy with that. And now Sachs is trying to get into it with Rowe. And something, well, I could say this. The reaction to that play was 2 Wildcats put their arms around the neck of 2 Rebels and brought them down to the ice. And now Rowe is talking to Sachs, and they patted each other, and they're still talking as they go off the ice right now. But I can tell you the reaction certainly was because there was 2 Wildcats that brought 2 Rebels down. And Sachs was involved in that in front of Chiro. And we'll see how they're going to sort these penalties out, because Gordon was firing shots away at a Wildcat on the ice, which is not really what you want to see. Now here's the ultimate problem here, and especially for You see still nothing up on the board, but you want to see fight in your players, but your players got to know when to fight. And that goes for both teams. And nothing up yet. We'll see how this all factors out, but the signature win, as we were going back to that, signature win by far was the Minot State win for UNLV here at City National, and that was a game that gave Minot State their first regulation loss of the season. And we'll see how this all plays out, because there's no penalties up on the board yet, and it looks like it's 5-on-5. And they're announcing some penalties right now. And Sachs definitely was involved. Puck in a high slot. One more move and UNLV would have had a shot on. And we did have Gordon, Sachs gets a game misconduct. I was able to hear that. Gordon was also involved, so Sachs is definitely out. So when you get a game misconduct, we'll see how that affects Sachs moving forward. You would think he's going to be out for tomorrow for sure, and we'll see how severe the penalty might be on that. So all the players involved were asked to leave when we skate 5-on-5. 12:25 to go, third period. Game tied at 3. Shots on goal 22-15 in favor of UNLV. The puck bounces into the U of A end. Mayer, good job there forcing U of A to make a choice with the puck, and eventually it gets down deep into the UNLV end. Thrown back out to the neutral zone where the Wildcats pounce on it and get it deep and back at Feast. Just under 12 minutes to go, third period. Game tied at 3. I think Arizona has already been dealing with some suspensions. Here's Williams. Williams trying to find Fink in the middle of the ice. Fink was just a step late, and we're also going to have a penalty. This is going to be on UNLV, and there's a big pile up in front of Feast, and finally UNLV touches it up. So Arizona's going to go to the power play. We'll see exactly what the call was and who it's to, or who it's on, rather. But this is a point in the game where these are huge power play opportunities, and if you end up winning or losing, you certainly can point to these chances, as Ruiz is going to go off for 2 minutes. We'll see what the official call is on that. But this is a time in the game where you look back and say this is the reason why we won or the reason why we lost. These 5-on-4s are free chances to get quality shots on. 2 minutes for interference for Ruiz. As Arizona back out to the point, here's Zelmer. Zelmer to the right circle. Fired in front, stick to side by Feast. Fought there by Rowe for Arizona. Rowe shovels it back out to Zelmer, back to Rowe. Rowe in deep, off the boards. 1:27 to go in a power play. 10:52 remaining in the game. Back out to the middle point is Gordon. And Gordon shoots it on over to Lawson. He gets it into the corner. Wrister in and a blocker save by Feast. Wrist shot by Rowe. And Feast had to come up big with a blocker save. 1 minute to go as it'll pile up in the near far corner. That makes sense to me. Arizona still keeping it in. Slapper just wide of Feast. Feast loses contact with the puck for a second, turns around, does a complete pirouette. Arizona still in control. Wrister in on Feast, and Feast makes a save and ties the puck up. 10:08 to go in the third period, 41 seconds to go in the power play. Arizona moving the puck well, looking for an open lane. Rebels keeping their sticks in the passing lanes. So not a lot of opportunity, but still 41 seconds to kill off. Big face-off in the UNLV end, won there by Arizona. The Wildcats still keeping the pressure in, pressure on the Rebels. Slapper wide of Feast. And a big wind up there by Osmond. And UNLV desperately trying to clear it out of the zone, now finally does. And Arizona punches it back in. Here's Larson. Larson going in. Strong move. Not sure if Feast ever had to make the save on that as UNLV kills off the penalty. 9:23 to go in the game, tied at 3. Both teams skating 5 aside. A slapper. A slap shot from the right point. Don't think he got all of that. It kind of bounced in. Back out again. Didn't find its way. Blocked in front. Arizona controls again. Backhander on Feast. Feast makes a save. Puck still loose in back of Feast. Shot just one at Feast. And Feast makes one save. And then he makes another one. As it bounced off in front of him. Makes a pad save. Trickled in front of him. And then he jumped on it to stop the, get the whistle as the play stops. So Arizona walked right in on Feast. Got a quality opportunity. Used the left blocker to make the left pad to make the save. Then it trickled in front of him, and he jumped right on it. Jumped on the loose puck to force the whistle. As Arizona backhands it back down into the Rebels, and 8:42 to go in the game. Tied at 3. Exactly the type of game that you expected from both of these teams. Puck in the far corner there. Bounce played out by Mayer. Mayer tried to get it off to the point. Here's Brask. Brask being harassed. Uses his body to shield the puck. Uses his body to shield Neufeld. Throwing the puck. Puck loose. No Rebel there to jump on it. Gets back out to the point. Seeing eye. Wrister in front. Shot, score! Well, Wrister went just wide of Chino, and Mayer was there to pound it home, and UNLV has taken a 4-3 lead with 8:03 to go in the game. And a beautiful goal as UNLV had numbers down low, and it started with a wrister from the right point that went wide, bounced off the boards, and a redirection in front right to Mayer. And UNLV has a 4-3 lead with 8 minutes to go in the game. Tristan Mayer with the goal was get the assist. Assist to Victor Brask. And Schlitt gets the second assist. So it's Schlitt, Brask, and Mayer. Mayer with the goal. Beautiful deflection in the pass in front by Brask. And Mayer was there to say thank you very much to give UNLV a 4-3 lead, but we know this game is far from over. We'll see the response from the Arizona Wildcats. Up through the middle is Griffith. And Griffith is pushed off to the right-hand side. Tried to make a move in front. And UNLV said this is our area and gets knocked off the play. Slapper from the right point by Rowe. Doesn't find its way in on Feast. And the puck is wrapped around as Williams finally clears. Tried to get it off to Fink. UNLV through the neutral zone. 7 minutes exactly to go in a game. Fired in by Pearson. Big hit by Fink. Arizona wins the battle in the near half board. And Stallhuth tries to make a move. Bounce off the puck. Here's Williams. Williams on a burst of speed. Backhander shot! Safe just, and his shot just wide. I'm not sure if he got a blocker on that. But Cody Williams left it off. And I think Chiro got a glove on that. Nice pass by Williams. And Asaf was, I believe it was Asaf. I was blocked out on the play, but I believe it was Asaf on the other end. And Asaf had a golden opportunity to bury one home to extend the UNLV lead. Update at the end of the second period. Vegas Golden Knights on the 7th goal by Tomas Nosek has extended their lead over the Vancouver Canucks. They now lead 5-2. David Perron and John Merrill get the assist. So at the end of 2 from City National Arena, the Vegas Golden Knights lead Vancouver 5-2. 5:56 to go in the game. UNLV 4-3. Taken there now by Zelmer. Zelmer in his own end. Lawson comes up to try to disrupt things for the Rebels. Now deep into the UNLV zone. Arizona makes a change as the puck comes back out to neutral ice. 5:33 to go in the game. UNLV protecting a 1-goal lead against the 16th ranked Wildcats, or the 16th seeded. Well, yeah, they'll be 16th ranked, and also seeded 16th. For the tournament coming up next month. UNLV doing a much better job of applying some pressure here in the third period, as we talked about earlier on as this period started. That shot in front and Fees almost, I don't think he saw that. Puck's still loose in front. And we talked about UNLV having to apply a little bit more pressure in the third period due to them, due to Arizona, what Arizona's done to them. And they've done it quite effectively here in the third period, leading to some opportunities. Brask, big hit. Pearson comes in, decided against laying his own big hit. And Williams tried to poke it into the Arizona zone. Now here comes Pearson. Pearson leaves it off for Williams. Tries to make a cross-ice pass over to Schlitt. Behind Schlitt. So everybody has to go back out of the zone and regroup. 4:17 to go in the game. UNLV 4-3. And we have a whistle. Players are down, but it's in that corner we can't see. So let me go over to the monitor and see if we can see what happened there. Puck might have just bounced out of play, so that's my guess. No penalties or anything. So puck just bounced out of play and face off in the UNLV end on the right dot. Puck loose in front, saved by Feast, and Feast jumps on it to freeze the play. Don't forget, tomorrow, game 2 from City National. The game time has changed from 7 to 6:05 tomorrow, so we'll just say change to 6 o'clock from 7. I'll be here beforehand to get some food, sit down, and enjoy the last game here at home for UNLV Skate and Rebel Hockey. Hard to believe. Seems like yesterday Colorado came in here just to start the season, and now we're all ready to the final game of the season. Meyer for Arizona tries to carry it into the UNLV zone, but UNLV zone rather. UNLV being super aggressive now. Not able to be kept in there by Neufeld. This puck came around the board. Neufeld wasn't really a puck that was hard to handle. He just couldn't get his stick on the ground, or on the ice rather. Brett back there to harass. Mara joins him in the game of harassment. Probably should get off that subject. Puck trickles in. on Chiro. We saw a puck like that bounce right over the pad. Here's a shot and a score, a turnover in front. And Lawson was there for the Rebels to extend their lead to 5-on-3. And it's exactly what we talked about going into this period. UNLV turned up the pressure, a turnover in front in the low slot area, and Lawson was there to bury it home. And UNLV takes a 5-3 lead with 3 minutes to go in the game. And it's definitely fair to say in this third period, UNLV came out and cranked up the pressure on Arizona. And I'm sure the speech in the locker room was, are you guys going to allow Arizona to come in here and basically outwork you? Lawson announced as the goal scorer. The goal was unassisted. Another loose puck in front, not able to be gathered in there by Robin. Robin had a backhander opportunity if he was able to get it in a little bit deeper. Now the Arizona State backhander and a save by Feast. Cross crease pass that was almost going to make this game 5-4. Matt Scramble in front. Feast is down, and no Arizona player there to get a shot off as it puck finds its way back into the corner, still into the UNLV zone, and punched back out. UNLV could have a 2-on-1. Now it's a 2-on-2, 3-on-2. Lays it off, shot, and a save by Chiro. Puck in front, bounced down there, and a wrist bounce, pounced down by Gordon rather. And so on that trip down the ice, UNLV had 2 golden chances to jump on loose pucks. Gordon with the second one. Just couldn't get it off to Chiro as Arizona got back fairly quick. UNLV for a second had a 3-on-2 advantage, but Arizona hustled back, and Arizona's going to call a timeout here. I'm assuming it's Arizona's timeout. So 1:48 to go, third period. Down 5-3. And so down 2 goals, you would think there would be a time here where the goaltender would be pulled. I would think that any puck that goes down into the UNLV end would result in Chiro coming out of the net. Isn't this Titanic? Playing Titanic. I love it. It's been a up and down year for sure for the UNLV Skating Rebels, but you have to give their coaching staff a lot of credit. This team full of freshmen is on their way to Columbus to take on Drexel in the first round of the national championship. Face-off won by Arizona. Osmond gets it and bounces it deep, gets it finally deep into the UNLV end. Arizona's electing not to pull Chiro, and UNLV clears it. So 1:33 to go. Waved off the icing. Errant pass finds its way to Brask. Brask was trying to find a Rebel in front. The only Rebel in front was Mayer. Mayer wasn't able to get a clean shot off. Referee's telling them to move the puck. 1:14 to go. And it doesn't look like head coach Chad Berman for Arizona is going to be pulling Chiro at any point. 1 minute to go in the game. Chiro stays in. Puck out to the neutral zone and pushed back into the UNLV end by Osmond. 50 seconds to go. UNLV leads 5-3. They are 45 seconds away from their 20th win of the season. And tomorrow they'll try to finish things off here at City National against the same Arizona Wildcats. In 2 seasons in Las Vegas, the last 2 seasons, UNLV is 30-4. Feast went down for a second, 18 seconds ago, and UNLV is about ready to take their. Well, Arizona. See now, how did I miss that? Arizona finally does pull the goaltender. I'm not sure why you pulled the goaltender with 45 seconds ago when you're down by 2, but this game is over finally, and UNLV really showed some grit tonight with a big win over Arizona, and we'll be back to do it all again tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And UNLV, I wanted to give you this figure before we sign off for the night, but in the last 2 seasons, and of course last year UNLV played at the Division II level, this year they're playing at the Division I level, but in the last 2 years UNLV has now won 31 of 35 home games, and that's pretty remarkable. And of course that's divided between 3 different rinks, between here at City National, Las Vegas Ice Center, and of course up at the Fiesta Henderson. But that's pretty impressive as UNLV salutes the crowd, and a great crowd tonight considering the Vegas Golden Knights were also playing at T-Mobile Arena. So never ceases to amaze me how this sport has absolutely captivated this city. Final score from City National Arena. UNLV runs the record of 20-9 on the season. Arizona falls to 23-10. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock, UNLV, Arizona.